Welcome back, lovely people. It is Sunday the 21st of May and this is my week in perfume. I'm going to jump right into it because I am going to stop at one day and talk about one particular perfume I wore this week a little bit more than the others. So let's get started. On Monday, I wore a perfume sample that I've been wearing I've worn quite a bit. It's from Atelier des Ors. This one is called Musc Immortel. And I have to say that I haven't quite not figured it out. I haven't quite decided how I feel about it, other than to say that I have enjoyed when I have worn this particular perfume. I like the first couple of hours a lot more than the rest of the dry down. It does feel like the opening is where all the magic happens with this perfume, and then it does dry down into a more generic woody amber base. And later that day, because we are having the last couple of days of slightly warmer weather before winter really kicks in here in Melbourne, I decided to go with my bottle of Eau Sauvage EDT. Now, Tuesday, something came up that caused me not to wear any perfume for that day. So Tuesday was a no perfume day, and we'll skip to Wednesday. So on the Wednesday, I felt like something a little bright and cheery. This is one of my, mood pick-me-up scents. This travel spray size I've had for probably 5 years, and it's taken me 5 years to get through this. And mainly because I don't wear this very often. I always enjoy it when I wear it. It is more of a warmer weather perfume, so I very rarely wear it when it's colder, but it always puts a smile on my face, lifts my mood when I wear it. This is A Pomme pour Homme from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Now, I understand that this is actually being discontinued or has been discontinued. So at one time I had thought that once this travel spray was finished, I would get a bottle of it, but it doesn't look like I will be. That's a shame. One of the better orange blossom notes in perfume. And so on Thursday, I was really back in the swing of things, and I wore one of my favorite perfumes, which I hadn't worn in probably at least a couple of months. This is The Afternoon of a Fawn by État Libre d'Orange. Beautiful to me. Immortel rose, herbal, chypre style, mossy in the base. It's a very unusual perfume. I'll link my review to it, but every time I wear it, I love it. And lately, I noticed the rose coming through in this a lot more than I used to in the beginning of wearing this fragrance. And it's one of my favorite labels of theirs on their branding. It's a beautiful picture. Then in the afternoon, when I needed a bit of a change, I went for an old favorite, Cartier Declaration. This is the original EDT. I've loved this perfume for a long time. What I did notice when I wore it on Thursday was that because I have worn Eau d'Hermès a lot in the past 12 months, I can see similarities between both of those, both that and Declaration. Look, it wouldn't surprise me if Jean-Claude Helena was inspired by that perfume, by the Hermès perfume when he created Declaration. There's definitely elements that they share, and I feel like I really love Eau d'Hermès at the moment, more so than I love Declaration. And when I do eventually get a bottle of Eau d'Hermès, I don't know if this will survive or, be replaced when it's finished. Still a beautiful perfume. It just is has a few more rougher edges than I am appreciating. So Friday was a sample and miniature day. My sample on Friday was an interesting perfume from Olfactive Studio. As some of you know, I love Woody Mood from that house, that brand. And Ombre Indigo is another, I guess, a popular one in terms of what you see on social media, and for that particular brand, it's a beautiful blue color, as you can see from the picture. And essentially, to me, it's mainly incense and plum accord, probably a little bit of a very soft leather base, and it is an interesting perfume. I just don't know if it's exciting enough for me to love it. I don't dislike it. And I also find the performance a little bit disappointing on my skin in that, like, I expect a perfume with those type of accords to last a bit longer than it did on my skin. But then my disappointment was quickly abated when I splashed on a little bit of my mini, I don't know how well you can see this, my mini Givenchy Gentleman this is vintage from the 1974 version. And I tell you what, it is one of, it's to me, when I'm smelling it from here, probably not so much on my skin. You know, it's definitely patchouli base, and leathery, and I also get a little bit of booziness from this as well. I don't know if that's all coming from the patchouli, but damn, for this to come out in the mid-70s, it's pretty amazing, and I really wish that this was still around in production. I know that there is a Givenchy Gentleman, but I'm not sure that it smells like the 1974 version. All right, so we come to Saturday. I started off the morning wearing my Egoist from Chanel, which I love. But it was the second perfume I tried yesterday, which I'm going to talk about a little bit. I'm not going to do a proper review of it. I'm talking about the sample I have of Mancera's Red Tobacco. Now, I have made a point of not having a look at a note pyramid or note listing for this particular perfume. It's called Red Tobacco. I have some expectations of it. I have now worn it probably about 5 or 6 separate times over the last close to a year. As you can see, I really like the way, aesthetically, in terms of packaging, I actually really like this bottle. The color of the juice is very exciting and unique, and then you smell it. And, well, for starters, I don't smell any tobacco that I'm familiar with. Okay, so this is where I probably could do some research on the perfume and what's inspired, but it's not the point of what I'm going to say. My point is that it doesn't actually smell like anything in particular. Tobacco, not to my nose. There is a leatheriness about it, but it doesn't smell like any leather that I've ever smelled. There is some form of what would be marketed as an oud, or, you know, that kind of dark wood accord in there. Essentially, what we have in Red Tobacco is this kind of mashing of popular accords that really is more targeted at producing a performance more than a piece of olfactory art. To me, it does not smell nice. To me, it is a perfume that essentially, I feel like some heads came together and said, let's make a perfume that a lot of a particular demographic in the perfume market want, and that is something that is loud, will get noticed by people around you and will last a long time. Let's put it in the flashiest packaging we can, and kudos to them. I can't help thinking that it's a very attractive package. The bottle, the label, the color of the juice, but the juice itself, which is what we always come back to, the point of it is that it has to smell good, subjectively good to the wearer, and a lot of people love this perfume. Okay, I really, I do almost understand its popularity, but I don't understand how someone can smell it and say that it's a lovely or a good perfume, a good composition. It just feels like a sledgehammer of a perfume, but not created to smell good, created to get noticed. And there is a part of the demographic that buys these types of perfumes, and that's why this one is popular. My very personal experience is I wore this yesterday. I got in the car, my daughter was in the car next to me, and I don't think she was aware that I was wearing a perfume, but when we got in the car, she had to open the window because she had the impression that one of us had stepped on some dog shit. So, and we checked our shoes and we hadn't, and I could only assume silently that it might have been red tobacco that she was smelling. Anyway, I think this red tobacco is just like an example, the poster boy perfume of a bunch of different perfumes, postmodern perfumery, where there's more emphasis placed on performance and longevity and sillage than there actually is on what it actually smells like. And that's what I feel red tobacco is. Mancera is not a house that I've tried extensively. I've actually reviewed Cedrat Boissé, which is another popular Mancera. And that one I don't mind, as popular as it is, and as, like a lot of people will say, it's people-pleasing, generic and sweet, whatever. But I actually don't mind wearing that on my skin because it's pleasant, and I can see its appeal. Red tobacco, I can't at all. No appeal that has to do with how it smells. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I really did not like red tobacco. We come to today, it's Sunday. This morning I wore a perfume from Essential Parfums. This one's The Musk by perfumer Khalees Becker. And essentially it's a really well-made, lovely, inoffensive, cloudy, powdery musk. What I feel like violet accords, there's a little bit of iris, all plopped onto a lovely clean laundry musk. I think if people like things like Après L'Onde from Guerlain, they might like the musk, although I'm not sure why they would need a bottle of it. It's perfectly pleasant, lovely, but to me, Essential Parfums, the musk is non-essential to my wardrobe. Someone else? Probably yes. I'm going to end the day by spraying one of my favourite incense perfumes, and probably my favourite from Comme des Garçons, Two Man. And I will see you all soon. Bye.